Mrs. Mock? Here. Mr. Markham?
Here.
Mr. Porter?
Here.
Mr. Sherwood? Here. Mrs. Smrek?
Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The mission statement, the vision and mission statement of the Austintown schools. The Austintown Local School District is a united community with proud legacy and a progressive approach to education. We provide an inspiring education that strengthens and prepares our students for unlimited future opportunities.
Thank you, sir. Number 5, upon the recommendation of the treasurer, approve the agenda for the March 15, 2023 Board of Education regular session.
Second. Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mr. Markham?
Yes.
Mrs. Mock?
Yes.
Mr. Porter?
Yes.
Mr. Sherwood?
Yes. Item 6, no one has signed up for public comments. Moving on to number 7, under recognition presentation, we'll start with Mr. Klein. Sure, you're good.
Hey, everybody. I'd like to thank the Board of Education for allowing me to speak this evening. Accompanying me are my students who are supposed to be behind me right now. Our elected officers of the high school drama department, Natalie Chacon, Sam Smith, Elena Arroyo, and Meryl Voitko, who's working the camera right now. Our president, Brooke May, could not be here this evening because she's currently dyeing her hair from brunette to blonde because she's playing the role of Elle Woods, so she won't be here this evening. She's getting her hair done. Before I speak to AIM Transport, I would like to outline a component of high school musical theater that most individuals are unaware of. The average cost for a musical at a high school ranges between $10,000 and $15,000. This year, the Vitz Drama Department has spent close to $12,000 with more costs to come. Rights and royalties for a musical cost between $4,000 to $5,000. Other costs include backdrops, professional pit orchestra musicians, costumes, props, and the like. I would like to personally thank our school's administration for their financial support of our musical this year. Mr. Kelty and his principal team at Fitch, along with the Board of Education and Central Office team, have given opportunities to our kids that have not gone unnoticed, and we are extremely grateful. We've been given the opportunity this year to rent a Broadway replica set for our musical. The current set resides in Columbus, Ohio, and upon finding the set and realizing we could afford it with assistance, I reached out to AIM Transportation and inquired if they would be able to help us transport the set from Columbus to Fitch. The first Zoom call lasted roughly 10 minutes, and the answer was an exuberant and eager yes to support our club. AIM Transport is delivering and returning the set from Columbus to Austintown for $1. The Fitz Drama Club is forever grateful and thankful to Molly, Tom, Frank, Roger, Ralph, and Rob, and all individuals who made this possible. AIM's philanthropic mission to help our school and community is evident. At this time, please help me and my cast thank AIM Transport for their support, donation, and guidance to make Legally Blonde the musical come to life at Fitch High School. Back here, we have Ralph, Rob, our driver, and Molly Joy. We look forward to seeing everybody at Legally Blonde. It opens up in 2 weeks from today, March 30th, 31st, April 1st, and April 2nd. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to John Ballot for the VFW 4237.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening. Our Austintown Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 4237 would like to present a check for $2,000 to the Austintown Fitch Concert Choir and their conductor, Mr. Klein. We do this because of all the help they give the local veterans, and also on their yearly trips when they go out to serve other veterans. So I'd like to present the check at this time.
That's great. All right.
Thank you. Come on, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. May I take 5 minutes just to speak for a minute?
Certainly.
I'd like to bring up another organization from the high school, and when I'm through, you'll understand why I brought them up, and that's for the students serving veterans. Now, once a year, they provide a dinner for us veterans down at the high school cafeteria. It's open to all veterans of the area, and many participate. There's a lot of us veterans that go there. They provide a good meal, they provide an excellent program, and at the end, the Fitch Concert Choir, they sing to us. They sing patriotic songs. And the last song they sing is Greenwood's God Bless the USA. And as long as they sing this song, as they continue singing this song, they march down in single file, and they snake their way through all the veterans, shaking our hands. We are standing at this time. They shake our hands and thank us for our service. And I can't say the emotions that we feel at this time. Some of us are eyes glass over. Some openly cry. Some try to hide their emotions. But everyone feels this. And this is, again, the reason we give our check to the choir. And they've been serving us for 50 years. And as they go out to the VA hospitals and visiting other veterans organizations, when they visit the hospitals, they bring their youth, they bring their smiles, they bring their laughter, their talk. They keep conversations going with the veterans. There's veterans that are bedridden, in hospital chairs, and also with walkers. Some of them have no one to visit them. Others have people with very few visits. So this means an awful lot to the veterans in those hospitals. This may be their only bright spot. And so, again, this is why we support the choir, and we hope they continue for another 50 years doing what they do. Thank you.
Thank you. On to the building reports. Item number 8. We'll start with the high school. Mr. Del Torio.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to piggyback off Mr. Klein. His performances are at 7 o'clock on the 30th, 31st, and the 1st, and on the 2nd is at 3 p.m. on Sunday. Crazy as it sounds, the scheduling for next year at the high school is wrapping up. We will be down here tomorrow at AMS working with our 8th graders to be scheduled as new incoming freshmen. We just finished up our ACT that we offered to our juniors. It's a great opportunity for them, and kudos to the guidance department and especially Mr. Swable for orchestrating that endeavor. We're getting ready for our state testing for our ELA, social studies, and math. It starts on April 20th, so we're getting ready for that crazy week. Big shout out to Mrs. Dutton, who orchestrated a great event for our state speech tournament. She had tons of people at the high school. It went very well. We got good feedback, and thanks to Jake Reed and Andrea Reed, who helped her out. And then also there were people who weren't coaching speech, like Mrs. Carcelli and other teachers in her department who volunteered their time. And then finally, we're excited that National Honor Society will be coming up here soon. That's going to be on April 6th.
Thank you, sir. On to the middle school. An update from Mr. Penk.
Good evening, everyone. Academically, our third grade period ends this Friday. We've also completed our third IXL diagnostic testing for the year, so now I'll use that information to help us. And we are now gearing up for our state test coming up in April. Athletically, we're on our second week of track practice, running in the halls, stretching out in the gym, waiting for the weather to get a little warmer. Our first meet will be at Canfield, March 30th, so that's coming quick. Last year's, our girls took third in Mahoning County meet, and our boys were first, so we have the defending champions once again. We're looking forward to a positive season with our track. Extracurriculars-wise, hats off to our drama department as they wrapped up, and Mr. Johnson, as they wrapped up another enjoyable play for the year. This past weekend, we had Little Red Riding Hood with a twist to it. Very nice. Special thanks to all of our parents and students that stayed after on Saturday night and helped us put all the chairs away, 400 chairs, bring all the tables back out, have it ready for Monday morning. That's a lot of work for just a couple of custodians, and it was much appreciated that they helped us. I personally am happy the play is over now, because for the last 2 weeks, as I would leave every night, they're practicing, and I would hear that song, I'm so pretty, I'm so pretty. And for a guy my size, it's very hard for the next 4 hours to go home not singing my I'm so pretty, outside the school, It just doesn't work for me. But they did a great job, and we're very proud of everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. From AIS, Angel Owens.
Good evening, everyone. We have our staff versus student basketball game coming up. We're actually at Fitch this year on March 22nd, and all the proceeds go to one of our students, Tyler Blanchard. He is a current 4th grader who experienced a stroke with us. So we're donating all the proceeds, so hopefully you guys can come out and watch the staff stay undefeated there again this year for Tyler. I do also want to shout out Ms. Dutton for the state speech tournament. They took over AIS, literally, and she wrote us a really nice thank you note, and I know the custodians, teachers, everybody was wondering, like, it's going to be a lot of people in this building, what's this going to be like? I did not have a single complaint for a teacher. Everything was put back perfectly. The custodian said it was a wonderful event, 0 headaches, and then Therese sent me a really, really touching thank you note saying that people across the state raved about the building and just loved the facility. So it was, for what we were, anticipating, it was a pleasure to have that many people in the building and in the district. So I want to shout out to her because I know that was a lot of work for her and a lot of time and effort. So it was definitely paid off. We just completed our Daffins fundraiser. It was the first time working with Daffins. And that fundraiser is for 5th graders to raise all the money to go to Camp Fitch for free. 3rd and 4th graders also raised money and got to go to the hockey game. Once everything was turned in, Daffins told us we set a record. It was the most a school ever raised. We raised over $72,000. So the kids did amazing. I guess that Easter candy was a hit. Daffins also had this online component, so you could shop online and have it shipped to your house. And it was a huge success. So we're anticipating more kids than ever getting to go to Camp Fitch for free, which is always the idea. So we're really excited about that. My person that I want to shout out this evening is Kathy Staddy. I don't know if many of you know her. Kathy's been with us for a year, 10 years now. To get to know Kathy is to get to love Kathy. Kathy is really, about not judging a book by its cover, because if you get to know her, the words like, she's a character, she's good and stubborn and quite cantankerous. But Kathy's had a tough life, and the more time you spend with her and you realize, just as a sweeper cleaner, what she does, though, is I know I stay late oftentimes, and in the 10 years that I've been there, every classroom that Kathy cleans, if the teacher leaves after dismissal, for 10 years she walks every single teacher out to their car.
Oh, my gosh.
And I think not a lot of people know that, because if you can't get past, I think, Kathy's initial character, you wouldn't realize what a big heart she has. So I want to shout Kathy out for sure. Last but not least, I just want everyone to continue to think about our student, Janiyah Mahone Winfrey. She's a 5th grader with us. She is currently in ICU and is on life support. So we've been meeting as a staff and sending her cards, and we're worried about our little girl here. So if you guys can continue to send her some good stuff, the staff is really trying to pull together for her. So thank you.
Thank you. Elementary update, Holly Welch.
Good evening, everyone. Recently, we had the American Legion in with our second graders. They taught them all about the Pledge of Allegiance. We also currently are having our PBIS survey out. The counselors have sent it out to our staff and our parents, and we're getting a lot of great feedback on how we can upgrade our positive behaviors and supports in our quest for that silver. Food Services recently handed out 15 books during Dr. Seuss Week to those students who ate breakfast or lunch with us. And the food was delicious, and the kids were excited about the green eggs and ham. We have additional title teachers, and we're very excited about that. We are able to provide 30 minutes extra per day of intervention to our students who have scored well below, and that's helping us close those gaps. Next week is a special day. We have Mrs. Mills, our school counselor, who is organizing Joey Day. Joey just recently rang the bell at his last chemotherapy, and we will all be wearing yellow and orange in honor of cancer awareness and leukemia awareness. Our PK is soaring. We're working with the state support team. We have our ECR grant, so we're adopting new curriculum, and we are kind of mirroring what our K2 is doing. So that way we are making sure our littlest Falcons are ready to go. Currently, we have 50 registered families, and we have 80 interested families. So we're bursting at the seams in a good way. We'd like to give a shout out to Lorinda Medley. She is our new secretary. She is really going above and beyond each day to provide the very best customer service, and we're blessed to have her on staff. Thank you.
Thank you. On to number 9, Treasurer's consent items. Upon the recommendation of the Treasurer, approve the following items A through D by consent action.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Markham?
Yes.
Mrs. Mock?
Yes.
Mr. Porter?
Yes.
Mr. Sherwood?
Yes.
Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Item 10, Superintendent's consent items. Upon the recommendation of the Superintendent, approve the following items A through F by consent action.
So moved.
Second?
Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mrs. Mock?
Yes.
Mr. Markham?
Yes.
Mr. Porter?
Yes.
Mr. Sherwood?
Yes. Item 11, agreements. Upon the recommendation of the Superintendent, approve the following contractual agreements A through C made by and between the Austintown Local School District and GCL Education Services LLC, Access, and the Governing Board of the Educational Service Center of Eastern Ohio.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Markham?
Yes.
Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mrs. Mock?
Yes.
Mr. Porter?
Yes.
Mr. Sherwood?
Yes. Item 12, resolution. The Austintown Board of Education does hereby approve the following resolutions, A and B, as listed below.
So moved.
Second?
Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mrs. Mock?
Yes.
Mr. Markham?
Yes.
Mr. Porter?
Yes.
Mr. Sherwood?
Yes. 13, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approve the following memorandum of understanding. Item A.
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mr. Markham?
Yes.
Mrs. Mock?
Yes.
Mr. Porter?
Yes.
Mr. Sherwood?
Yes. Item 14, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approve the 2023-2024 Austintown Local School District calendar as presented. So moved.
Second?
Mr. Sherwood?
Yes.
Mrs. Mock?
Yes.
Mr. Markham?
Yes.
Mr. Porter?
Yes.
Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Would like a motion for the next public meeting to be April the 5th, which I believe is a Tuesday, at 7 p.m. at AMS, work session 7 p.m., and a regular session at 8 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Markham?
Yes.
Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mrs. Mock?
Yes.
Mr. Porter?
Yes.
Mr. Sherwood?
Yes.
Nothing.
Yes, just one. Excuse me. I just want to congratulate AIS for collecting the most toys for Toys for Tots this year. You guys won it this year, again, I believe, the 4 buildings. And with the help from our district, 14,100 kids received 2 toys each. So congratulations to everybody in the buildings. Appreciate that.
Anybody else?
No, I'm good.
Another month has now gone by, and I sit here month after month just enamored at this school district. This month, it's not so much about the school district, it's about the community and the teamwork that it takes to complete all the tasks that this community has to do. From the way the schools work with the township, the schools work with other organizations within the community, as, for example, the veterans. Thank you guys for everything that you do. I'm glad that we have such a good relationship with you. It is amazing to know the work that you guys are doing, the team that you continually building to make sure that all this happens. And thank you again, and I'll say it month after month. Thank you.
Yeah. I wanted to congratulate AIS again on their recent award. It really was a pleasure to be there when you surprised your staff. We are so thankful for all of the employees. And Angel, you said it best when you were speaking to them. It takes everybody in that building to successfully do what you guys do. And we just want to thank you. And again, congratulations.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Markham?
Yes.
Mrs. Smrek?
Yes.
Mrs. Mock?
Yes.
Mr. Porter?
Yes.
Mr. Sherwood?
Yes.